Good afternoon. Once again, Joe Everline reporting live from Irvine, California, bringing you a new sports topic on today's date, April 10th, 2013. There are four names I'm going to mention to you right now. Doug Eddings, Jim Joyce, Jerry Meals, and Marty Foster. They have two things in common. First thing, they're all Major League Baseball umpires. Second thing is that they all have blown calls that have created a stir of controversy in some way, shape, or form. 2005, Doug Eddings was the home plate umpire in Game 2 of the 2005 American League Championship Series between the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and the Chicago White Sox, in which A.J. Pierzynski advanced safely to first base on a drop third strike, in which you could not tell whether or not it was called. And not only that, you couldn't tell whether or not it was dropped in the bottom of the ninth inning and the score tied. As a result, the White Sox brought in a pinch runner. Joe Crede drove in that run to give the White Sox a victory. They tied the series at 1 and eventually went on to win the series 4-1 and advance to the World Series, in which they swept the Houston Astros 4-0. 2010, Jim Joyce missed a call at first base, which he openly and still publicly acknowledges to this day still eats away at him, which he cost Detroit Tigers' young right-handed pitcher at the time, Armando Galarraga, a perfect game. Galarraga clearly got to the bag before the runner did and had control of the ball in his glove from first baseman Miguel Cabrera on what would have been a 3-1 putout at first base to seal the perfect game. Jim Joyce ruled that the runner was safe, and as a result, Armando Galarraga lost his perfect game. 2012, Jerry Meals last year, umpiring a regular season game in Camden Yards, in which the Baltimore Orioles were playing host to the New York Yankees, in what was a very tight division race for the American League East at that time. Mark Teixeira grounded into what appeared to be a force out, in which the lead runner was out at second base on a force play, and Mark Teixeira was called out at first base, although replays clearly show that Mark Teixeira slid in head first well before the throw got to first base, but was still called out, and that created some controversy, thinking that the umpire may have just ended the game, wanting to get it over with. That being Jerry Meals, there was some controversy involved in that. However, Marty Foster this past Monday in Arlington Park in Arlington, Texas, the Texas Rangers, up against the Rays, ahead by 1 run, bends over at the plate with 2 runners on, 2 out, and a full count. Joe Nathan throws what appears to be ball 4, and then a delayed call from Marty Foster at home plate. Ben Zobrist is called out for strike 3. I understand. I think that baseball does need to expand on instant replay a little bit. However, I don't think you can do that for the pitch count, or for the strike zone, I should say. I don't think you can do it for that. I do believe that each manager should be entitled to 1 challenge flag per game, and if they guess right on the challenge, they get a second one, and regardless of what happens with the second one, that's the most you can get in any game. For the postseason, instant replay definitely needs to be expanded beyond just whether or not a ball is or is not a home run. That's already pretty obvious to me, given what's on the line at that time. Now, on the other hand, for balls and strikes, one thing that could be a solution is that Major League Baseball needs to establish to every single umpire there is a set strike zone in Major League Baseball. As a fan of the game, someone who played the game growing up, I still don't know what the exact strike zone is in Major League Baseball. Or you can get some sort of technology involved for balls and strikes where you have some sort of electronic chip placed inside the baseball that's able to be detected whether or not it crosses home plate, as well as if it crosses home plate in the proper zone in order for a strike to be called. So, that's something I know that this is going to bring up a lot of controversy. That's why I brought up this topic. I know that there are some people who will agree with me that instant replay does need to be expanded. Many people I talk to also say that you need to keep the human element as a part of the game of baseball in terms of being able to decide the outcome in the proper way. And that you shouldn't have instant replay. The other thing I want to stress to everybody is, let's remember, none of us are perfect, and keep in mind, these Major League Baseball umpires, yes, they make mistakes, but guess what? They're good. Unfortunately, we only know their names when they miss a call, like Marty Foster did most recently this past Monday. So once again, thank you all for tuning in. As always, feedback and criticism is always welcome, and feel free to suggest any more sports topics going forward. Joe Everline. Take care.